doctor then told me that my file was written very obese.
Ndilindele uba kuthiwe nangamso uswekile yakho kanye une high blood pressure ngoku kube ngona ndiqondayo bomba beyaphela ngoku.
Abantu abangakayi abayiflop abafuneki serious my sister.
An industry doesn't want us to eat what is healthy. They want us to eat what is bringing more money and profit. That is the reality, unfortunately.
The 15th to 19th October has been set aside as National Obesity Week. And although many South Africans have adopted a culture of keeping fit and leading a healthy lifestyle, this is not the case for millions of others. Obesity and being overweight is still on the rise worldwide and right here in Zanzi. Is there a lack of understanding about the issue of obesity in Zanzi? According to a South African demographic study, about 6% of children under 9 years, 28% of men, and 55% of women are obese. Not only is this a problem facing our older population, but our youngsters as well.
Andinamso mna Peter, ndina 21 years of age, ndihlala Alice but ke elalini eXesi kwaNothenga. Ndikhule ndingumntana omkhulu otyebileyo but ke over the time ndiye ndafunda uzithanda cause ewe babhityile abanye itshomi zam most yabantu ekhoyo islender but ke.
Although Nangamso is a bubbly individual, there is a downside to being obese.
Yes, I'm still struggling. Sunibona ndiskimeni ohlobo ndiyastrugglisha ngesize. But ke I make amends. Mhlawumbe ndifumane mhlawumbe ndithi ndifumane ijini. Ndizayisa mhlawumbe emntwini ayithi nje okanye ilokhwe nje izuteke but isize sekhona andikabanxibo 15 nto. Ndiselapha ko 44 42. Okay. Yep.
And it gets worse.
Uyathi uhamba estratweni umuntu ongutata pipip. Xa ebheka uyakubona ebusweni ba ngumntana but ubona isiqo. But ke abantu abade bayi-understand lo nto iske ngathi xa utyebile ne-age indala yonke into yakho mature yonke into ihambile.
Nangamso is very much aware why she has become big.
Lack of exercise noluthando, uthanda into ezimnandi. Basically mna andiyonto uba ndithanda ukutya. Andithanda into njenge-rice, i-veg nezonke nintoni. Ndithanda i-snacks. Like I can go to bed nditye i-slabs e-chocolate. I can go to school ndithenge nje ipacket ye-chips. I'm okay for the day. So zinto ezinjalo, into ezinjenge-fruit ndizitya loo maxesha. Maybe xa ndibona uba ekhavatini okay i-chips ziphelile, qoma ndithathe ifruit. Ndiyohluleka unyuka iqhina, yasendiziva ngoku. Like uhamba long distances and stuff, anonyuka iqhina ndizimatanise nomntu osilenda. But ke ndiyalinyuka. It takes time for him njengoba yena ekhawuleza ulinyuka.
And surprisingly, she is also aware of the risks she faces.
Yeah, heart attacks, high blood pressure, iswekile. Yeah, ndiyazazi risk, but andikabi na nix.
But are you waiting for that? Not awukabi na nix.
Nolthando I'm not waiting ne, but ndizawuthini i-relief kum ungabi nazo ewe ndiyoyika but ise-relief ngoku kuba andikabi nazo so ndikwi-position yophola.
However, knowing the risks is not enough for her to start leading a healthier life. And she might leave it for too late to do anything about it.
Yeah, ndiyayicingela long uba it will be too late but no thanda man iloba ndiyariska nje ndilindele uba kuthiwe nangamso uswekile yakho kanye une high blood pressure ngoku kube ngona ndiqondayo bomi bam beyaphela ngoku.
We're heading to a future of cars that will drive themselves, and a place where robots will be doing some of our chores. But the challenge in Africa is to make sure that everyone is part of this new world.
To be behind with technology, it is a challenge for us as offenders.
There are many initiatives to ensure that Africans are truly connected.
We're now giving more access and internet to now the end users.
On Network, we have information on Africa's technology landscape, possibilities for the future, and some great African innovations. That's Network with me, Spumelele Zondi, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Central African Time.
News Today takes an in-depth look on news locally, continentally, and globally. We bring the world to your home. We cover all economy news extensively to keep you informed. We are live to break news as and when they happen across the world. We analyze news using experts in all aspects. Make a date with News Today every Monday to Friday from 3 to 5:30 p.m.
The big news is Newsroom.
We also stream live on YouTube.
Whether you're at home, at the office, or at the gym, wherever you are, Newsroom is right there with you. Bringing you all the latest news, updates, sports, weather, and everything in between. Get all the latest news you need on the go via live streaming on our YouTube channel. That's Newsroom, weekdays at 9 a.m. only on the SABC News Channel.
Mamosa is a 45-year-old teacher who, for almost 2 decades, struggled with being obese. She recently decided that enough was enough this year in April when she joined the gym and started attending a dietitian at Lesedi Private Hospital in Soweto.
You know, when you do something, if do it, you won't do it to the fullest. Maybe you're doing it because somebody told you to do it. But if you told yourself that now, you know what, I want to do this, enough is enough.
Waking up daily and not being able to do simple things herself became tiring and stressful.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Yvonne. It was difficult before because most of the things I couldn't do them myself. I relied on my children and my husband to help me. For an example, if something drops, I couldn't pick it up. It was difficult to go down. Like when I want to wear my sandals, I would make sure that either the son is here or my husband is here so that he can fasten the shoes. Even if it's winter, if I want to wear my boots, one must help me. I couldn't do that myself. I'm this person owning Asarati, Hoja, before I complete my chores. I would, like on weekends, I would wake up early in the morning, clean the house, do the washing, everything. After that, you would see my plate, it will be like this with starch. I like rice more than anything. Rice, brisket. When I buy red meat, I don't buy any meat, including brisket. And after eating that, I would go straight to my bed because my stomach would be full, like I really want to rest. I don't want to do anything else. So I think my diet was wrong.
Are you teaching Banaba how not to be like you?
Now that I've started this program, I'm teaching my child. We are even planning to eat same diet.
Mamosa tried almost every diet program on the market.
I've tried all the diets, like there's this diet, British Foundation, I tried it. The other one is 13 days. You know, it's even written that if you do this for 13 days, you won't gain weight. and you won't gain weight up until 2 years maybe. But no, it didn't work for me. Yes, I lost some few kilos, but after 2 months I gained weight. I was trying to exercise. I remember when I was still in Mletsane, we used to exercise, like to run every morning and afternoon. And then in 2008, 2009, I went, there is this gym when you pass Moroka police station. I forgot its name. I went there, but my problem is I'm not consistent.
You didn't do much. And of course, like in many obese people's cases, her health was deteriorating.
I was diagnosed in 1993 with hypertension, and even the doctor then told me that my file was written very obese.
I'm just gonna go through. She warns youngsters to be wary of not taking care of themselves.
I would say they must start considering eating healthy food, exercising, because really it's not good. Like now, every morning I must make sure that I take my pills, hypertension treatment. If I don't do that, it's dangerous for me, because let's say maybe I forgot to take them early in the morning, I would have this headache that it will be like I can't do anything, you see. So it's better, prevention is better than cure. They must start eating healthy now and exercise. Yes. Even the parents must encourage their child. Coming from school, sitting down, watching the TV and eating, the snacks and whatever is not okay. It's not okay. They rather eat fruits, drink a lot of water and veggies. They are good. Those are good for their health.
Mamosa now leads a much healthier lifestyle than she used to, with the help of her dietitian and the determination to live longer.
Defied family and traditions to follow her dream.
Decided that I'm going to prove to them that they were wrong.
The first breakthrough came in when she was studying and touring in Europe.
That was my first breakthrough.
Generations was her first television debut in South Africa.
It was my first gig. I was very excited. I was very happy. I said, yeah, this is confirmation I'm at the right place.
After pain, rejection, and suffering, her dream became a reality.
I followed my path, and I'm happy and grateful and blessed.
Join your host, Puleng Mulabati, on Bupilong every Friday at 17:30.
The public protector Tilima Donsela had a tough time motivating for a baseline increase of 200 million for her office budget.
We need to have a feel and idea of what types of cases you are handling.
Have we addressed the structural deficiencies that led to procurement irregularities? The answer is yes.
For now, we are in a difficult situation. We are applying austerity measures.
Don't betray your trust to the people of South Africa because you have personal issues with them.
We need to protect the public protector, and unashamedly doing so because she represents the hope of the people of South Africa.
I am leaving this office next year. Treat this office as a constitutional body.
A View from the House, weekdays 2:30 p.m. CAT on SABC News.
Dietitian Yvonne Rambwa explains the causes of the condition of obesity.
Causes of obesity, commonly it's a combination of excessive food intake and then lack of physical activity. There could be other causes like illnesses that cause for the use of steroids and antidepressants that can also cause obesity, and then maybe genetic susceptibility.
Being obese is not only when you are extremely big and cannot move.
Obesity is an accumulation of excess body fat that end up leading to health problems. And how do you determine it, that a person is obese? That's when their BMI, which is the body mass index, it's way above 25 kg per square meter. So the body mass index, it's an index that helps us measure the person's classification. Where are they classified? Are they classified under the normal weight, or obese, or overweight? So the normal healthy weight, the BMI should be between 18 and 25, and then overweight should be between 25 and 30. When it is above 30 kg per square meter, that's when a person is obese. So to calculate that is easy. Any person can do that, because what you need is just to get your weight in kgs and your height in meters squared. So you take your weight and you divide it by the height squared, and then it will tell you whether it's between 18 and 25, which is healthy, between 25 and 30, which is overweight, between 30 and 50, which is severe obese. Black women have got a high prevalence of obesity, and that is also followed by the women of mixed race, and then whites and then Indians. But then the reason it's a whole lot of reason that makes us to be at high prevalence of being obese. It's because of the cultural beliefs. It is also because we'll complain that we've got kids and after work we can't go to exercise. We don't have childminders. We need to go home, look after the kids and cook for the families. And then when the wrong choices as well. Wrong choices of food, that we are the one who cooks and we cook with oily stuff, and wrong choices, it's just there in the family and everyone is just eating wrongly, meaning also the girls that are in the house or in the family will grow up being big, because the mother who doesn't have much knowledge of nutrition still giving that to the girls, meaning now the girls become women who are obese. So we have this cycle that we have in the nation because of that.
There is also a misconception that being big-bodied represents health, wealth and beauty.
I believe it's a sign of African beauty. Sidalelwe uba singama-Africans bene-shape, imathanga, impundu, zinto zethu namabele. So I believe eyeworth ke ewe ke kuthiwa xa unemali funeka utyebe. Mna ke ndityebe ndingekabi namali because andikaphangeli ndisafunda. So believe le African beauty.
Opinions on weight differ.
Umfazi kwamele ukuthi abonakala ukuthi wondla indoda. Mayivakasha kwamele bayibone ukuthi kuna bazoyigratulate badayi umfethu hayi umphethe kamnandi. Yes.
Obesity in this time that we're living with, it's so hard to avoid, because look right now, there's like McDonald's, there's like KFC, Chicken Licken, there's like everywhere where you go, it's like food, and you're craving for this thing.
Silver strike, it doesn't inside as nokubathola majority sifuna ilenda ngoba lawo tabangakaya akubayi flop abafuneki.
You go to mama lethuza thenga ama herbs, in the herbs. Nami zoncosta lonto le, because I have to buy you new trousers. Ngifaka size 48. Sekumele ngikuthenge size 42, size 32 man. Uyabona manje ukuthi manje so expensive lonto. No, it's not right to be fat, man. It's against the law.
There are many diseases that one risks having by not maintaining a healthy weight.
People are being diagnosed diabetes when it's not even there in the family. It's not like they're inheriting it. It's because they are becoming too big. So what I'll say is, when you get too big, just know that your prevalence of being obese, or diabetic or hypertensive, it's quite high.
Many of us do not look at the nutritional information at the back of food packaging. And when doing groceries, we do not buy a lot of fruits and vegetables. Maybe because they have a short lifespan, or maybe we just like what is bad for us. Minister of Health, Aaron Motsoaledi, has always been outspoken about Mzansi's unhealthy habits. He feels very strongly about the risks carried by being overweight.
If you have got about 25%, a quarter of school-going kids being either obese or overweight, what it means is that in the next decade or even a decade and a half, they will be lining up within the healthcare facilities with diabetes mellitus, high blood pressure, cancer, and other problems brought by obesity. And that is exactly the danger.
The minister says there is no one place to point the finger on why obesity is on the rise.
I don't think we blame anybody. It's just an unfortunate sign of the times. It's a worldwide phenomenon, this issue of non-communicable disease exploding around the world and the issue of obesity. That's why it was taken to the United Nations, because it's not happening in one country. It was debated for the first time in the United Nations General Assembly in September last year, where heads of state have to come in. And they were told to do something about the risk factors to regulate them. That included compulsory physical exercise in schools. That including checking what the kids eat in schools. I'm aware that in America it looks like President Barack Obama has already made a law, if I'm not mistaken, of what kids can and cannot eat at school, meaning what cafeterias can and cannot sell to learners. So if we have to lay any one blame, it's the modern type of life, where we are no longer eating what we like, we are eating what industry wants us to eat. And industry doesn't want us to eat what is healthy. They want us to eat what is bringing more money and profits. That is the reality, unfortunately. The trends are quite disturbing. According to the research from the Medical Research Council in South Africa, the MRC, they believe close to a quarter of all school-going kids in the country are classified either obese or overweight. And that's quite disturbing, because it has never happened in the past.
There are different socio-economic groups in South Africa, and for this reason, there are also different diets for these groups.
In our country, we're looking at kind of 3 diets. We're looking at the rural one, which is still perceived as healthy diet, because it has more vegetables and less sugary stuff, because they don't afford fizzy drinks. And then on the second one, it's the urban township diet. This is where we find the quarters and the magwinyas, and we have fizzy drinks, we have sugary stuff. This is more fattening. That's the second diet. And the more westernized diet is the one that I talked about, where people afford. And then also in this affording class, they also have their own issues, because if they overindulge, they become obese. But then if there's no overindulging, because the knowledge is there, education is there, access to information is there, then they want to set their own standard of wanting maybe to be slim in a certain way, because of those information that they're seeing wherever they're getting the information, which is healthy eating.
Many might argue that it's in their genes to be big-bodied.
There's no much evidence that supports that genes can be the primary cause of obesity. And then with culture, then it's a problem whether it's urban and rural, because there's this cultural belief that still perceive or see women as beautiful when they have larger body sizes, and also they think they are dignified, especially with men. They will think a woman is dignified with a certain weight.
Other surrounding factors can lead to obesity.
With environmental factors, then what we're looking at is the westernization, a transition that is here in our country now, because it's a developing countries, moving from rural to urban areas. People are relocating from rural areas because of the work opportunities in urban areas. And then they come here in the urban areas, there's no space, the land is limited, there's no space for gardening, where in rural areas they'll garden, they'll have their own maize, and they're eating vegetables every day. And then here in urban areas, the problem now is vegetables are quite expensive, so you're not gardening them and you can't afford buying them.
But Minister Motsoaledi says his department will do all that it can to alleviate this problem.
One of the biggest things we must regulate is the amount of trans fatty acids in food. I've already passed a proclamation in August last year, but very unfortunately, we don't have capacity in monitoring. And industry just ignores us for the reason that I've mentioned. They don't want to sell what is healthy, they want to sell what brings more money. As to what is healthy, it's none of their business as far as they are concerned. So that's why we want to put back that responsibility for health into individuals. Where we can regulate, like we are regulating the amount of salt in 6 foodstuffs. And fortunately, in this case, I must say industry is cooperating and they are going to start that reduction in 2014.
The promotion of physical activity at schools will help.
I'm already aware that the Minister of Sports and the Minister of Basic Education has already launched what is called Magnificent Wednesday. Special Wednesdays where there's going to be sports in schools.
Obesity and being overweight can be effectively addressed with increased awareness and education about what lifestyle and behavioral changes must be made to fight this condition. Maintaining a healthy body weight is hard work, but all South Africans can do it by putting in a little bit of effort rather than waiting for life-threatening diseases to strike.
Brought to you by